Good morning. All right, man. Great fight last night. Sorry for a little bit of the confusion trying to get in here. Was good, was good, was good. All right, let's start this little barbecue. What's going on, boxing and barbecue, man? What's good? Say good morning, Fanon. What do we talk about? If I ask you if J Rock had a chance, yes, sir, J Rock got a chance. J Rock is now the champ. King J Rock of the 154-pound division. Dog, that's why I'm telling you, got to make these fights, man. You got to make these fights. You got to make these fights. We're waiting on KQ and Blood to get in. Hopefully they'll be here soon. You think Charlo will win? Yeah, I think Charlo's going to win. I think that's going to be a better fight for Charlo, man. Yes, sir. Philly in the building. Hey, I'm happy for Philadelphia. And I'm happy for Philadelphia. That was a great fight, too. That was a great fight. Man, that was two. Actually, I saw two of the fights. Yeah, hey, absolutely, Eric Jenkins, man. Great day to us all. Eduardo Santiago, what's going on, man? From North Philly, yes, sir. Man, I'm happy. What's good, Brian Taylor? What's going on in the Chi? Now we need somebody from the Chi to come and get us a belt to get us one. Oh yeah, MLB. That was a spectacular fight. Let me call Blood and see what's going on with these dudes, man. It's my fault because I should get up early enough ahead of time. Let me call man, what's KQ? We call Kqkc. Let's see what's going down with them. Yeah, man, Buddy Lee, that was a great fight. Man, J-Rock is just a better fighter. I don't think that fight's going to go separately. I don't think that's going to go any different the second time. Marlon So Icy Sims, what's good? E. Woods, a salute, Don, Chi-Town, Southside in here. That's what's up. I'm calling Inglewood right now. Man, what's going on? All right, man, it might be me today. Yeah, maybe, you know what? It might be Mother's Day, man. It might be what he's doing, trying to have a Mother's Day or something. That Shawnee Icon said that was an amazing fight. Hagler Hearn type fight. Yes. So yeah, man, when Hurd got knocked down, the thing I liked about Hurd, man, is Hurd didn't make any excuses. Real Talk 90, Fanon, I think Hurd can get better defense than that. Yeah. Dom, I'm telling you, he's been playing defense with his face. What's going on, Toot? What's going on, Toot? I got my dog in the backyard gonna be barking up a storm. He ain't getting in. Nah, Blood. I talked to Blood last night. Blood. I don't know what's
Hey.
It's 8 a.m. Unless I got my time clock. At least I got my clock wrong. Is it daylight savings time or something?
No, sir.
You know how it is. Oh, there you go, Kqkc.
Yes, sir.
Y'all doing me wrong, KQ. Hold on.
You had to take care of something.
Oh, no worries, man. I'm just checking. We right here, man. Just jump on when you get on. All right, man. Peace. Yeah. All right, all right. Let me hit the mute here. Unhit the mute here. KQ.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. What's going on, man? I thought y'all was ducking the fade this morning.
Oh, no, never. No, not my mentor. No, sir, not my mentor. I've been on the road, man. I'm having a good time.
How you like that fight?
Man, that was a scrap. I love that fight. That was pure boxing.
Hey, hold it down for 1 second. I gotta let my dog in before he try to kill somebody outside.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, just hold it down for 1 second.
Okay, no problem. I can do that. I can do that. Yes, sir. That fight was good, everybody. That fight was the bomb. And you know what? Sometimes your fundamentals, when you start as an amateur, carries on to the pros. I try to tell people that it doesn't matter how hard you hit, but if you're elusive, if you have great footwork, you have a great jab, you can get yourself out of trouble. And that's what he did, J Rock. So, much love to him too, because, he worked hard for that. He was embarrassed about the knockout. The bread man say, "Hey, look, we're going in this conference room and we're going to do what we supposed to do." See, Julian J. Rock, when he got knocked out by Charlo, he said, took a shower and said, "Man, I'm ready to go." But the bread man said, "No, no, 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 no. We're not going to do that. We're going to be men and we're going to walk in that conference and press conference and we're going to stand up like a man." So what, you got knocked out, but you're going to learn from an L. You could come back even stronger. And we saw that last night. That's what
Yes,
I'm talking
sir.
about. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, no filter, Tony. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I mean, chop y'all.
Oh,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, 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 no. You weren't chopping me off, but I was just saying that sometimes your fundamentals as an amateur, as a pure boxer, it carries over. And sometimes your fundamentals can get you out of trouble and can be an advantage to you. Because Jerry Hurd, he's a young pup. He's a come forward type of guy. And that's it. His footwork is not there, but Julian J. Rock is. He was changing angles, flipping him around toward the ropes, and he was doing his thing. And that comes from learning. That comes from years of learning. See, you're only good as your last fight or maybe the last two fights because you can't learn everything in one 8-week training camp. You just can't. But Julian J. Rock it was already there. He was a pure boxer. So, and they stood right in the middle of the ring and they sat there and they fought shoulder to shoulder, midsection to midsection, head to head. So that was the fight that I really enjoyed last night. I called the fight and everybody enjoyed it. So everybody was surprised because Smoke City Mobcast, everybody except Junior the Truth had Jared Hurd. So, yes, sir. Go ahead for now. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
Yeah.
roll on.
Yeah.
We had I had several letters in our
Uh,
last OG boxing talk, which was the week before last, who said you need to give Kqkc more airtime. So I was like, that's what they say. They say you got to give Kqkc more airtime. So I was like, hey, shine.
yeah,
By the
yeah.
way, hit the subscribe button. If y'all ain't subscribed to Kqkc Boxing, man, check out Kqkc Boxing. So yeah, man, let's get to these conversations while Blood is trying to figure out his computer. Oh yeah, I talked to Blood. Blood's just trying to figure out his he's got some type of problem getting on, but he'll be there.
Oh, okay. You know
Oh
what? Miles was doing it too. Then I had to get out and come back in. So
yeah, mine did that. Yeah, mine did it too, man.
yeah.
Like
So
it wouldn't let me get on at first, so I had to just. I might send him a. You know what? I need to send him a different. Hey, Blood, if you listening, I'm gonna send you another link. Oh, did I? No, I sent a link to you guys from this. So no, that shouldn't be the problem. Two Robinson for now went back and did his research, dog. Hey, look, man, I stays on my research. I stay on my research. Gee, I'm just trying to. I was a little slacking in my videos and stuff, this week because I've been trying to get everything a little more clean, but it's working. Let me get to the comment section. But Macadon 1, Grand Rising to the chat. Yes, sir. Grand Rising to you, sir. Shadow 9. Oh, Two Robinson. Yeah, Two Robinson out there talking that good old shit. That's my dude. We got to get Toot on the show. Toot, how old are you, Toot? You old enough to be with the old man on the show one Sunday morning? Shadow 9. I think Nitty G is the only one who had picked Julie Williams to win. Excuse me.
Yep.
Flexing on y'all.
Yep.
Told you. Look, dog, I was like, damn. It's hard to,
Right.
Yeah, dog. I'm telling you, the problem for me, Kqkc, with J-Rock, is that if your best defense is your face, that shit is always going to be a problem. And
Yeah.
that right, he kept getting he couldn't miss him with that with left hooks and left hooks, right hooks. Dog, just and then I love the thing that
Uppercut.
I liked that J Rock did is he took because I did a prediction video. I couldn't upload. I was just my timing was so screwed up yesterday. I tried to get it up, but in the video that I would have put up, but I couldn't put up, I was like, look, the thing that he needs to do is he needs to to stay in close to Hurd and make sure that Hurd can't just walk him down and be pot shotting him from the outside. We got the special guest. We got the star of the show.
Dog, Jay, I'm telling you, Kqkc.
Yeah, hit that mute, Blood.
J-Rock.
Hey, Blood, hit your computer mute.
Best defense.
You got it?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
No, Blood. I mean, hit the mute that's on where you can see the chat, not your mic. Mute the YouTube playback you're listening to. Yeah, because that way I won't.
Yes, man. Yes, I'm sorry about that. I'm having some problems this morning, man. I'm having some problems this morning. I've been trying to log on since 8:50. This is fucking ridiculous, bro.
All right.
How y'all
what's
doing?
going on?
Kqkc, my brother.
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
Phenomenal.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Beautiful fight last night, bro.
Yeah,
Man,
beautiful.
great.
Wasn't it?
What's your thoughts on that, Blood?
Man, it was an action-packed fight. Herb got his ass whooped, though, man. He got his ass beat. I scored the fight on my phone app. Let me see. I had J-Rock way ahead on that fight, man. He was landing the harder punches. He was pushing. You know, Herb gave his height up, man. Herb was coming in with his shoulder down to the side. He gave up his height, man, the whole fucking fight. And then he was throwing these pity-pat fights. He acted like he wasn't hungry anymore. This kid ain't hungry anymore. He's enjoying the celebrity life way too much. So, man, J-Rock, man, I just take my hat off to the guy, man. The guy fought one hell of a fight. Heard he could take an ass whooping because Heard got his ass whooped all night long. All right, those judges, man, they out of their mind. Heard didn't win but 2 rounds in my car. On my card, he only won 2 rounds. That was it, and he got his ass knocked down. He need to get back to the basics, man. He looking slow in there. He was looking soft in there too. J-Rock was pushing him back. Okay, he's a smaller guy naturally than Heard, and he was pushing the bigger man back. You know, he come in there with not using no head movement or nothing. I don't know what the hell wrong with Heard, man. I mean, that was, I mean, he could take a good ass whooping, so people are giving him credit for that, but he's not going to last long fighting like that, bro. I've been watching boxing for years, and fighters who take a lot of punches like that, by the time he get in his 30s, he's going to be done, all right? Because his defense has always been his offense, man. He's got to learn how to learn defense. Where the hell are these guys training at, man? And his corner looked terrible, man. They was all late and shit, getting things done, trying to take care of him, working on him. Man, he needs to get him a new trainer, man, too. He needs to call a new team. He made the Washington Redskins look shitty last night. They come up in there, man. This shit was bad, man. That shit was bad, man. Herb, get it together. Stop enjoying the celebrity life. You won 2 rounds, man, and you got knocked down. Stop acting soft, nigga. Man up, little nigga. Stop wearing your hair blonde and man the fuck up.
Yeah, you know what, Blood, you're right, man. You know, Herb, he seemed like he's not hungry no more. Like you know how Earl Smith was hungry over there with in the UK. You know, Herb was hungry like that at first. You know, he was knocking people out, second half fighter. You know, his strength, and I think he was dependent on that last night. But he wasn't dependent on J-Rock moving on the inside because them body shots was hurting, and I seen him cringed a couple times. He bagged off. I mean, he went clear across the motherfucking ring. That's how bad the body shot was hurt. Then he's sitting over there. Now he won't fight tall. He'll bend over, and guess what? You receptacle to uppercuts. And Julian J-Rock was landing with the left, with the right. Then he go down to the body twice. Then he go down to the liver on the other side twice. Then he go up. Pure beautiful boxing last night. And I have to give it to J-Rock. You know, he used Jarek Herb face as a punching bag. Now, where's his defense at? Down by his side. Down by his side. I never seen a guy come in with his hands down, to fight another guy. I didn't like that, because you're right. Because if he keep on getting hit like that, and think about a real hard puncher. Now he's middleweight. Sooner or later, he's gonna grow some more. He's gonna move up. And think about it. That power is not gonna stand up to most fighters. See, the fighters he fought up to this point, like Austin Trout, Esther Laura, they were getting up in age and this and that, and he beat them down. But not Julian J. Rock. You're gonna run into these young hungry lions now. So you better get hungry again. And his team, I don't know what they thinking of. He didn't have no kind of stance. He was almost tripping over his feet, no footwork at all. Cause he was, he could have rolled with some of the punches on the ropes. J Rock did. So he just played he fought a pretty good fight. But it was a scrap though. He took some and he gave some. And that's boxing.
He gave a whole lot more than what he took. That's for sure.
Yeah,
he gave a whole lot. He gave him an ass whooping, bro.
Let me hit. Hey, Felix Nunez said the undefeated mindset is being displaced. Much love in that super chat. Hey, let me catch up real quick on these comments because we're running a little bit behind. So let's just clean up this housework. We're gonna get right back to that. Woolbog, my man, was good. Big homie, the D. What's going on from the D?
Hey, Mama, you get your card? Okay, I'll tell him going to the store today. I got something for
Kqkc. Call. Hey.
He hit the wrong button, Fanon. He hit the wrong button.
You hit the wrong button, dog.
Oh.
You was hey.
Yeah. That's my mom. My mom's over.
Happy Mama's Day. Hey, by the way, happy Mother's Day to everybody's moms out there.
Yes, sir. She's over, and my father, they showing off their best. Finna go to church.
What's up? Hey, so Two Robinson, E Woodson in the building. What's going on? DOG 215. Two Robinson rightfully points out that I picked Hurd. So I'm telling y'all, when you pick somebody that's that big an underdog to win, you got to know your boxing, okay? You got to know your boxing. And I've been told you, I'm looking for that. What's that boy's name? Nino Brown Boxing. I've been waiting for you, dog. I've been calling for you. Nino Brown ain't wanted no smoking months. Been trying to get him on the show. Won't show up. Crush the Legend. Macadon 1, Shadow 9, Toot Robinson. Said, okay, Toot Robinson, J Rock was smothering inside work. Grace Terrell. I'm gonna say what's up to everybody in the chat real quick. MP4 Vids. What's good, man? Masterminds, John Gotti. I will. I gotta call you I am, man. I tongue twist over that every trip. MP4 Vids say J Rock did his things. He proved me wrong. Hey, man, that dude can fight, man. Woolbog. John Wilson said, what it do? FOG, Boxing Talk Plus, salute. Big time was good. Felix Nunez. Okay, let me see. Let me get down here. Eric Jenkins. What's up to everybody in the chat? I tried my best. And look, at the last comment that I'm at is Real Talk 90 said, Hurd, move up, and he gets smashed. So let's start with that. And I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try my best, to stay active in the chat. So let's take that. Let's take that first one, man. What do you think is gonna happen with Jay? First of all, let's wrap this up. Kqkc, you got anything else to say about the specific fight last night?
Yeah. Well, first, I enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed everybody in the chat, and I appreciate that. Everybody that came in and showed me love on the PayPal, and I appreciate that. And also, he's going to have to learn. It might not take 8 weeks, but he's going to have to learn how to move his feet. He's going to have to learn pretty much the basics, because he doesn't have any defensive skills, and Blood is right. He's going to hurt himself, and I'm talking about the neurologist going to have to come in the door, because he doesn't have any protection. Yeah, he's a tough young guy. Okay, yes, you are. All right, but you can use that to your advantage. He did so far, But look how Julian J. Rock just pure box. I was wrong last night. I said it was a 50-50 fight, but I'm leaning towards Hurd. But well, I was going on the strength, going on the second half a pounding that he usually give fighters. But last night, like they say, sometimes you good, but it's always somebody a little bit better out there, and that's what I saw last night. So that's all I have to say with that.
Blood.
As far as him moving up to middleweight, man, no, he don't want to do that, man. I mean, he's already taken advantage of this rehydration shit. I mean, if he had to fight anytime during the same day weigh-ins, he wouldn't have even made it as far as he did. Okay. He takes too many punches, man. He doesn't have good enough head movement. If he moves up in the middleweight and he fights someone even like David Lemieux or something like that, and he ain't moving his head like that, he's gonna get knocked the fuck out, man. No, I don't think this is the beginning of the end for Jarrett Hurd. Jarrett Hurd is just not a very good fighter, guys. I hate to tell you that, but we're going to see Jarrett Hurd get beat time and time again. He needs to take some soft touches. He probably does need to move up because he probably can't make that weight. I'm sure he's been struggling for a while. More losses, man. The next time he fights a big puncher, that's his ass. He could have beat somebody like Canelo Alvarez, Jamal Charlo, even old ass Golovkin will whoop his ass. I see that Jeff Horn is up in the middleweight ranking now. I'm looking at the spreadsheet now. Maybe he should take a fight like that, a Jeff Horn fight or something like that. But he's just not a very good fighter, man. He got lucky that one time when he beat Harrison. He fight Harrison again, he gets his ass beat. He's been exposed, man. All right. He needs to go back to the drawing board. He needs to change his team up. He probably will move up to middleweight, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get beat again. It's just that simple, man. Them Charlo brothers will beat his ass, both of them.
Yes, sir.
Will beat her. The difference is styles make fights, and they're going to take his ass out. Oh, yeah.
Robinson in the building.
Yeah, look at my Ali cup. Y'all see my Muhammad Ali, the greatest. I'm sipping coffee with the greatest. There you go.
Hold on, man. I take that as a personal challenge. Hold on 1 second. Hey, 2 Robinson in the super chat. Excuse me. I gotta. First of all, you see that over there? You see that over there?
I see it.
See it, but do you see this though? Let's see if you see this though.
He come for 9 with them. Muhammad Ali the GOAT.
Don't let me pull out some old school shit now. Don't let me.
We pulling out here. Y'all non-boxing fans, we pulling out the autographs.
Oh, you got the autograph.
We got the signed. We got the signed and delivered, sealed. Even though he taking an ass whooping here by Leon Spinks, but he wins the belt back.
Wow.
Yeah, dog. Don't you ever pull out no Ali shit on me.
The reason why he gave you the one with him getting his ass beat by Leon Spinks, because he wanted you to know you was over the hill, bro. And then the young guys would whip your ass. You know what I'm saying?
I was a young.
So he gave you the one with him getting beat up by Leon Spinks.
No, I don't have nothing to show.
You know, he sent me the one too, but he sent me the one of him beating up Cleveland Williams. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just can't find it right now, but I got one though. I just can't find it. That's all it is.
This is the Cleveland Williams fight right there, boy.
Super Sam Kennedy said
that's Miami. Hold on. You see what it says in there? That says Miami. He was training in Miami in the 60s, baby.
That's right.
You got stripped him. Yeah.
He gave you all his sad moments, man. Right before they stripped him, and right when he was getting beat up by Leon Spinks. That's sad, man. God dog. I don't understand how he did you like that, man. That's messed up.
Don't you ever think, but I just want to let you know, don't you ever pull out no Ali memorabilia around me. I will flex on you. I got hey, you know what I got though somewhere in my mother's house? And I ain't gonna say, man, I think somebody might have robbed me. But I have a signed Quran, signed Cassius Clay. That shit is worth a lot of fucking dough, dog. Because you know my mother is from the same high school and they gave her she gave him the autographs on the Quran under his name because he knew he would do that for people. so that when, you know, so it can increase the value. He screw around and sign Cassius Clay on something if you asked him, because it'd juice up the value. But don't ever pull out no Ali around me, dog. Don't ever do it. I'm the number one fan. MP.5 say, you know it was bad when Hurd's corner was looking to stop the fight. I'm extremely worried about him due to his F- defense. Man, I've been trying to tell you. God is Junior the Truth said, will you old geezers move on with the show, grumpy old men? Hell no. This is grumpy old men, grumpy OGs. That's what it is, dog. Grumpy OGs. But Junior the Truth. Oh, Junior the Truth. I hear you made an accurate prediction for the second time in your boxing fandom career. Yeah. You picked J. Rudd, but we know Junior the Truth. You was just hating, dog. You was just hating on the dude. Isn't Philly closer to Ohio than Maryland? I think that's a proximity to Houston to Ohio type of thing. And you got that Sean Porter ass whooping coming for you pretty soon too. That's right around that corner. Joseph Brown, much love in the super chat. He says, salute to the OGs. J-Rock is a class act. Fantastic performance. Hurd needs to retire. One fight and big punch away from talking like Riddick Bowe. You ain't lying. Hey, but we got 213 people in the building, and I got a special request. Blood Boxing has a second channel, and he needs to get his subscribers that he has on the retro boxing and documentary over to his new channel. So tell him about that channel real quick, Blood. Put it out there, man, and let these put a link in there. And for the people that are in there, we need to get everybody subscribed to that channel, because Blood is trying to get his daily live streams and all that on one channel, and his excellent documentaries like the Pernell Whitaker one on the new one. Tell him about that real quick, Blood.
Yes, man. And I got my original page is back up and running, but I ain't really got into it yet, man, because I'm trying to get some subscribers to come over there, man. If you go to my front page, this page that I have right here,
just put a link in. Put a link in.
What's that?
Put a link in.
Let me see. I'm gonna find the link here in a minute. Let me see if I can find a link, and I'm gonna put it in. Hold on, let me see. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let me see if I could find a link. I'm gonna post the link in a minute, you guys. Okay, so be on the lookout. But I'm gonna be bringing live shows over there. Right now it's not quite up and running yet, but it's finna be up and running. Don't miss out. I am gonna go live because there's been somebody talking a little smack, and I'm gonna have to show them the place a little bit later. I might do it today. So if y'all want to hear some real shit talk, you come over there a little bit later. I gotta put somebody in the check over there, because over there ain't no limits. I'll put you in check fast. But y'all make sure y'all subscribe. I'm finna start posting the link throughout the show, okay? So I'm talking all modern day boxing over there, and I'm gonna keep my documentaries over here. So shout out to Fanon, man. I forgot to even mention that, bro. But R.I.P. to Bert Cooper too. I don't know if Fanon got that.
Oh, yeah, man. Hold on.
R.I.P. to Letterman. Harold Letterman.
Oh, and Harold Letterman, and so let's do this real quick. R.I.P. baby. All right. Hey, there's a question here. I'm going to pass this to everybody. John Gotti said, Fernando Don, we need to get our man Kqkc, the OG, to 1K. He need about 200 more. Just put the link in, man. We're going to keep doing it every day, man. On your social media, link his channel up. Tell people to go ahead and sign up. Just get it done. And he's the only cat that I really let put links and do all that in my stream in the morning, because we definitely need to get Kqkc up to that G so he can monetize, got good content, support my man. Somebody asked a question though back here specifically to me. He said, Fanon, do you think J-Rock's trainer are geniuses for working on J-Rock's stamina? Look, whoever's been working with J-Rock, hey man, that young man can fight, man. That young man can fight. And I just think he just ran into Jamal Charlo, who's a big ass monster. Okay. He got knocked out by Jamal Charlo, but dude, I think Jamal Charlo's knocking everybody at 154 pounds out. Jamal Charlo's a 168 pounder, you know? And, you know, during the time he was fighting with him, he was doing a little something with Jamal, man. But, you know, Jamal's just Jamal, man. And I think that this says about his trainers is, man, that dude he's very, very well schooled. They came in with a really great game plan. And I hope that he don't go Hollywood like Jared Hurd, man. Jared Hurd was talking fast and loose, talking, you know, about how you know, Jamal Charlo had been exposed and all that, man. I think with this 154-pound division, this is the best, most competitive. It's the most competitive division in boxing with these guys all fighting each other. I mean, you got Jamal Charlo fighting Tony Harrison in a rematch. I'm sure that, well, let me not say I'm positive, but I would be very, very surprised if J-Rock didn't have a rematch clause in there if Trout didn't have a rematch in there with Jared Hurd, because Jared Hurd had both belts. You know, why wouldn't they have one in? And I don't think it was a mandatory defense. I think it was a voluntary. So more than likely, he's going to have a rematch clause in there. We're going to get to see that. We're going to get to see that fight again, and we'll see what type of adjustments Jared Hurd can do to try to bring those belts back to the DMV. But that division is just they're all fighting each other. We're getting that rematch in I think it's June or July with Jamal Charlo and Tony Harrison. So man, we're gonna have. This is actually, I think, something that was good for the division, and it might be good for Jared Hurd in the end, man, because he's going to get another payday at 154 to try to get those belts back. Jamal Charlo is going to fight Tony Harris. I personally believe, and I could be wrong. Shout out to the folks from Detroit, but I personally believe that Jamal Charlo is going to beat Tony Harrison, and he's going to beat him. If he's smart, he's going to beat Tony Harrison by a nice margin, man. I just think he needs to box Tony Harrison and not try to just go out there trying to go for the knockout, trying to go for the kill, putting way too much pressure on, missing too many shots. He just needs that long ass jab. Hit him with the jab, hit him with the straight right hand. You know, when he gets inside, work him on the inside. And I think more than likely, you know, he's going to get that win over Tony Harrison. And then you're going to get Jermell Charlo and J-Rock, or Jermell Charlo and J-Rock, because J-Rock gonna beat Hurd again. I mean, that shit's just not. J-Rock gonna beat him. Is gonna beat him again. That's just that rough ass. I was thinking about Bernard Hopkins when I was watching that fight. Kqkc, who does J-Rock remind you of as a fighter?
Well, that's kind of hard, but he's a pure boxer. So, well, Floyd Mayweather was a pure boxer, but he's not a Floyd Mayweather. You know, it's really hard to say, but you know, I'm gonna have to go on a limb and say Willie Pep. You know, Willie Pep. I'm for real. I really think they both got some similarities. And J-Rock, he does everything right. He goes to the body, he goes up top, and he's just a pure amateur style boxer in the pros. You know, and his shots are right on the money. And he got tired. Both guys was tired, you know, but he was boxing. You know, he knew how to keep his guard up. He knew how to move his head when they're in the clinch. You know, he knew how to flip Hurd around on the ropes. I mean, they was doing their thing last night, shoulder to shoulder, and he knew how to fight on the inside and out. See, that's the key. That's the key. You know, sometimes you might have to adjust when you're in the pros. So, can you adjust by keeping him with that jab? See, sometimes you have to jab your way in. Everything works behind the jab, in my book. Everything works behind the jab. And Herc wasn't doing that. Herc just walking in with his hands down, using his face as defense. And you cannot do that, you know. Then Julian J Rock, he got down, and he bit down real hard, and he started sitting down on his punches. And I mean, he was just wide open. Everything he threw was landing.
So you got Willie Pep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hey, real quick. Junior the Truth said, wait a minute, bro. Harrison will win the rematch. The gig is up. Nah, dog. Gig ain't up. Dog, shit talking don't win boxing matches, Junior. Okay? Shit talking does not win boxing matches. If shit talking won boxing matches, the state of Ohio would have all the fucking champs. It don't work like that, dog. It don't work like that. I got Jermell. I got Jermell in that rematch because honestly, man, I mean, I watched that fight with the volume off too. I respect the judges, but come on, man. We'll see though. But this is something that Adam Neal said, and I know I'm gonna pass that last question on to Blood. What to PBC robbing Korobov of a win last night? Adam Neal. First of all, dog, the PBC is not. Where was that fight? Was that fight in New York?
Virginia.
Is it Virginia? They're not the Virginia, what is that? The Virginia Boxing and Combat Sports, whatever. They're not the Virginia State Commission. They're not the judges, and he didn't get robbed. The dude got his ass whooped for the last 4 rounds, dog. Okay? Korobov got his ass whooped for the last 4 rounds. And the reason I know it is because I turned on the fight late, and that's when I started watching is around round 8 of that fight. And Korobov didn't win any rounds that I watched. In my opinion, all he did is move back and get blasted on. He countered him a couple times and that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 5 rounds. All he had to do was get 1 or 2 rounds, have 1 or 2 even rounds in the beginning of the fight, and that's a draw. Korobov just gassed out. Korobov gassed out. His counter punching didn't work, dude, and it wound up being a draw. And I think it's quite honestly, dog. I think that was fair. But blaming the PBC for that? The PBC didn't make Korobov get punched in the mouth. He didn't hold his head there and say, smack me. He didn't do it. Come on, man. Y'all trying to blame, but I'm gonna since you brought that up, I'm gonna bring this up since y'all want to get on the PBC. The ESPN card was nothing. I watched the ESPN card last night, which had Isaac Dogboe versus Navarrete. And it had the main event was Miguel Berchelt versus Vargas. 2 disgusting mismatches.
Yes.
2 disgusting mismatches. Isaac Dogboe is fighting at 118 pounds. That dude should be at 100. That dude the best he should be. Maybe he should be at 118 pounds, but he's about 4'8". And then you got Navarrete, who probably should be fighting at 130, draining down to fight him for that belt. That wasn't even a close fight, man. And you knew what the outcome was going to be before it started. That's a fixed fight. And I'm not saying it's fixed the judges. It's matchmaker fixed. Because you knew that dude wasn't going to win that fight. They just took that belt off of Dogboe. Like I told y'all, by the way, y'all told me Dogboe was going to beat. Dogboe would be able to beat Rigondeaux. And I'm like, you're fucking kidding me. This dude is he's not even Azuma he's like a poor man's Azuma Nelson. But then the next fight, Berchelt versus Vargas, another ridiculous mismatch with Berchelt against a punching bag. Oh, by the way, Berchelt didn't even call out Gervonta Davis. He said, yeah, I want the winner of, who's the winner of Ito? He said he wanted the winner of Ito and Jermell Herring. How come you don't want the 130-pound WBA champion Gervonta Davis? That's a fight that needs to happen. But they over there in the ESPN doing their little, the little circle jerk over there in the ESPN. So you get on the PB. How you gonna get on the PBC during a fight card where there were competitive fights, right? Where underdogs performed. You had I forget the name of the guy that was fighting Korobov. That's my fault, man. Aleem, yeah. Aleem was fighting dude. And Aleem was fighting that dude, put on a great fight, got a draw to that because he was whooping him the last half of the fight. and then you get a big time upset for 2 belts. When was the last time you saw an upset in a Golden Boy card? On a Golden Boy card that really wound up being an upset, like when Jaime Munguia lost to that dude out there in Mexico, but they gave him the fight. And ESPN. I mean, in Top Rank. Or shoot, even Matchroom. They not putting those type of evenly matched fights together, man. So you should get up off the PBC and thank them for that fight, because we got to see some real fight last night. And my hat goes off to both these dudes, man. Macadon wants that Tank would dominate Burchell. He's not ready. Yeah, man. After watching that fight, I'm like, Tank is gonna hurt that dude because he takes too many shots. And he looked like he looked like a walking PED factory, though. Just I like Burchell. But Burchell, that don't look right, dog. Yeah, I don't remember cats from Mexico being built like that. Anyway, what's your thought on that? On who Blood on? I'm sorry, man, I went off for a little while. Blood, what's your thought on who? What do you think about J-Rock's future in the sport in 154 pounds? Does he remind you of anybody? What's your thoughts on that, man?
Well, like you said, the 154-pound division, at least we're kind of close to unification. J-Rock just picked up 2 belts, man. In fact, he picked up 3. Didn't he have that garbage-ass IBO belt on last night, too?
Yeah, he did. He got an AJ3.
And he put the IBO belt around his waist. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Take that belt and put that around one of your shoulders, you put the IBO belt around your waist, man. You've been watching too much Anthony Joshua. But you know what? I like J-Rock, man. It's funny because him and Harrison, it looked like they stole the show. What we might end up having is J-Rock versus Harrison, man, for unification. And then you got Munguia out there, the Golden Boy fighter, who I think is also overrated. He's another guy. He has the other belt. So in order for us to get unification, we have to put Oscar De La Hoya into the equation, which that sucks. But I'd like to see these guys unify. I'd like to see somebody get an undisputed status. I don't know how they're going to work it out with a Golden Boy fighter in the mix, but I hope they could work it out some kind of way. In fact, I'm not too impressed with the Munguia guy, man. But if anyone could probably beat him. He might have a good chance against him, but it's a good division, man. I like as far as him reminding me about somebody, I'm not about to compare none of these fighters of today to none of the fighters from yesterday. Right now, he reminds me of Obakar, okay? Until he steps up and he becomes the better fighter and unifies and shit like that. Fights out of orthodox stance and could do a little bit of everything. Obakar was a well-schooled fighter who could, box off his jab, who could go to the inside and stuff like that. So for right now, it's Obakar, bro. And when he steps it up and he unifies, maybe I can move him up and rate him to some of the better junior middleweight.
He unified.
What's that?
He already unified. He did it last night. He's unified.
Well, yeah, in this environment, Obakar would be a unified champ too. Obakar would be a unified champ too right now. Huh? In the IBO, he got 2 belts. He got 2 belts.
He got
the IBO belt don't count. The IBO, you can't say 3 belts. As much shit as you talked about, Anthony
got that fucking belt.
That IBO belt, he got 2 belts, man. There ain't no damn 3 belts.
He got 3. AJ's the IBO champion. AJ got it. If it's good enough for AJ, it's good enough for me.
And yeah. No, IBO don't count, man. In fact, J-Rock needs a lesson on the sanction limits. He needs a lesson to know not to never wear the IBO belt around his waist. The IBO belt's a throwaway belt. He needs to always just keep it in his hand close to the trash can. Every time that he has an interview, they should bring a trash can next to his hand. He should hold the IBO belt over the trash can every time he talks, just to let them know that he could throw that shit away anytime he wants. Hey, all right, that's just another segment.
Hey, the IBO is a tax deduction, dog. It is a non-profit out there to help little poor children. And if you pay the fees, you get to write it off on your taxes, dog. Okay? Stop hating. Stop hating.
Dean Parker, you out of your mind in the comments. D Park in the comments says the IBO belt is as good as the WBO. No, it's not. The WBO is a shit belt too, but the WBO has been around since the late 80s, okay? The IBO ain't never did shit. The IBO ain't did, they don't got no history with the IBO, bro. It's not as good.
You know, it's computerized.
Yeah, well, first of all, screw a computerized. Okay, that just means you get to cheat and you get a good excuse. Okay, that's all that is. Computerized ranking systems mean all you cheating, but nobody can blame you because you wrote it out, man. That shit. I did a video about them algorithms, dog. Trust me. That's called. There's a book called Methods of Math Destruction, not mass destruction, math destruction. That's how they be putting Negroes in jail, but they say it's unbiased. It's the computer. Well, why does the computer? Who wrote the program? Okay, until computers start having babies, okay, they got to have a set of rules that are put in those things where you get to prioritize certain things, like box rec. That's why these morons that come quoting box rec to me about their ranking system, dog. Do you realize that they have like the recent activity taken? They have all kind of things that they prioritize over something, like how often the guys fought in the last year and whatever reason, you know, like what the overall ranking of their competitors' last 5 fights were. They can't take into consideration things for like Rigondeaux. Like how do you take into consideration somebody ducking you, right? And these guys run with them rankings, man. That shit is trash. You might as well there's no way to get around somebody's opinion, okay? There's no way to get around an opinion. You can say what your opinion is and then apply your opinion equally to everybody else, but it's still an opinion, right? Like Blood likes Obakar. And I think that shit is an insult to be calling J-Rock Obakar.
Man, I'm not respecting none of these young guys of this generation until they go out there and they become undisputed. Until they become undisputed, I'm not giving no more of these guys any kind of love and no respect. They got to get out there. Somebody asked me if the IBO even has rankings. None of those guys have rankings right now. The WBO, the WBA, none of them. They don't have no ranking system. The IBO is just not a traditional belt. And the WBO, in my opinion, if I had it my way, they wouldn't be recognized as far as I'm concerned. But they made them recognized. And the last thing we need is another belt with champions promoting another belt. So throw that fucking IBO belt away, J-Rock. Yeah. Throw it away, man. Stop paying sanctioning fees.
They need to get rid of that. Now, I was just kind of playing, man, about that. But you know, about the IBO, nah, man, because next month there's going to be another one. And as soon as some boxing writer decides that, because that's what they're doing with the IBO now. They're trying to legitimize the IBO as another marketing mechanism by which to build fighters as a champion when they're not a champion, right? And then sell the fights and make there be more confusion as to who the best fighter is. What the subscriber said, I didn't see who it is because I wasn't in the chat. That said about the IBO versus the WBO, dog. It's like you have to recognize the WBO because people keep saying the damn WBO, right?
Right.
And so people will say something like, you know, like if I don't want the WBO to be a real belt, then Terrence Crawford's not a champion, you know? And so it's like that one guy, right? You just like the IBF and Larry Holmes. The IBF wasn't taken seriously as a championship belt till Larry Holmes got it. So Larry Holmes is clearly the best heavyweight. I suppose he was clearly the best heavyweight at the time that he had the IBF. So they were like, well, he's the best. He's got the IBF. So now the IBF is a legitimate belt. But the problem is that WBO is owned by Top Rank. And you see how they're moving that WBO. Like, you know, that's like, you know, who's going to be the one who's going to be holding that WBO belt. It's going to be a Golden Boy fighter, or it's going to be a Top Rank fighter. Those are the two promotional companies that got that belt. And honestly, man, I wish they would throw both of the mugs away. But the international structure of boxing is going to make that almost impossible to happen, man.
Right.
A-Level wouldn't say so. Ass Juice parading that IBO belt around his waist. I mean, that I saw that in the comment section. All right, man. Let's
But you
Let's
know, for now,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Aleem, he did box a good second half fight. Now the first half, it seemed like he was slapping his punches, you know, and he was trying to go down low and trying to reach the midsection. He was coming up short. Both guys should have moved a little bit closer, you know, established that distance. Then Aleem, it seemed like it took him a while to get warmed up. He started too late. But Cobalt started beautifully. You know, he was throwing that right hand and he was hanging in, but I think he gassed out. You know, he's only had what 29 fights, but I think he's older than what he is, and I'm pretty sure he is, and I think he got a late start, and it just his fatigue. You know, then he started getting a lane just start coming forward, coming right after him. You know, not even jabbing his way in. And you know, you're right. He won at least the last 2 or 3 rounds. He won. You know, so I had to say it was a draw. You know, unofficially they had it as a draw. So, you know, they were pretty much close to what the judges said, you know, but at first when they said Cowboy won, you know, at first I was like, well, I can see that too. But then again, you know, like you said, you have to count up the rounds and you know, and you can't forget about a lean work, you know, in the last 3 or 4 rounds. You know, see, that's what a lot of people don't look at. They look at a knockdown or the first half of a fight. They never look at the last half of a fight. You know, that round 12 is important. You know, if you got that round 12 and round 10 and 11, you know, those are important rounds. And shoot, they count to that bell rings, you know, so but you know, it was a right call. I think it was. So but so that's it. That's all I had. So
All right.
okay.
Hey, MP4 Fizz, we're gonna switch this subject to in a second. My man Woolball got a subject that we were gonna get to, so I think it might be a good time to do it after we get you know, Blood's take on that Aleem fight. MP4 Fizz said, much love in that super chat, my man MP4 Fizz. And if you don't know, now you know MP4 Fizz is the father of Money Pal, the fourth.
Okay.
Definitely, man. Check out that young man who will put an ass whooping on Jared Hurd. By the way, that's what Jared Hurd need to go fight. He need to go fight MP4 and let him get that notch in his belt. Said Emmanuel Aleem and my son have sparred many rounds with each other. Aleem comes on strong as the rounds progress. We are all in for Aleem. That's what's good. Hey, hold on. Hit that mic for a second when you're not talking. Kqkc, because every word you got a great mic and every word comes right up in it. So Blood, did you get to see that Korobov Aleem fight?
You know what, man? It's funny what you were saying, man, because I was actually on my way to my brother's house, so I only got to see like the last part of the fight, bro. I only saw the last part of the fight. You know, so I didn't get to see the full fight, man. I didn't get to see all the rounds. So before I really speak on it, I'd have to score those first. I think it was like the last 4 rounds is what I saw.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was too. I can't, yeah. So I mean, yeah, pretty much.
To get my full attention, they gotta move up, man, and they gotta start unifying, bro. When they start unifying and shit like that, I'll make sure I'm by the TV all the time. But while they're doing these little, you know, and plus another thing too, when you guys are putting events on TV, cut out with all these little small guys, okay? Start showing us some heavyweights. Didn't they have a heavyweight fight on the card last night? Put that shit on the forefront, man. Stop with all these little guys, man. There are already so many of them little motherfuckers as it is. It should be all knockouts, all heavyweights, man. Everything over super middleweight and over for TV. All the little guys, man, they got to start unifying and summing all that midget shit up before they put that on TV, in my opinion. But I mean, I'm not
the
saying
problem is with that, Blood.
The middleweights, but they still put on two. They've had some bout with that little guy who won with the body shot. Man, that was a waste of my motherfucking time, man. you know, with the guy who sits the boxes too, and he won with the body shop. What's his name?
Mario Barrios.
Yeah, man, put that shit on there, man. They should have showed that heavyweight who don't that heavyweight last night who punched people in the nuts all the time. Didn't he fight? Should put his ass on TV. Put the heavyweights on. Shit, I'm tired of seeing these little guys, man. What the fuck is wrong with them?
Yeah, I don't see any heavyweights on that card, man. I just saw bantamweight, super flyweight, welterweight was Barrios, middleweight, Korobov. I didn't see any heavyweights on that card, man.
Well, they need to make the fights happen.
You know the problem, though. The problem with them heavyweights, man, is dog, they gotta stop having them fat ass dudes with their guts hanging out all over the place, man. Because they don't want to be airing that. You know, these cats all want people to look, you know, all ripped and cut, and they can get a little, you know, get the microphone all close on them so you can get these funny ass dudes talking about people's nipples and stuff. So that's why they don't want it, man. You got Big Baby Miller, you got Big Belly Miller and Adam Kornacki, Big Belly Miller, Adam Kornacki, and what's the other dude's name? What's the other dude? Andy Ruiz, Chris Areola. These dudes don't take the sport. And I'm going to tell you, man, y'all big ass dudes try to come hurt me because I talk bad about you. Dog, I got a wrench and I got my little screwdriver. I got this right here, dog. So don't be trying to walk up talking no shit to me with your big asses, okay?
All you going to do is make
I will defend myself. Huh?
You just going to make them mad, bro. You just going to make them big guys mad, man.
Hey,
you know?
Well, look.
They're just gonna
make me mad, dog. So I'm gonna make the big guys mad. Look, hold on, let me finish my point.
And that dog that I saw you with, that dog gonna lick him to death. He gonna lick him. That dog that you be walking with all the time. That dog finna lick them guys to death, man. That dog ain't gonna do nothing.
Look, this is the problem.
You better get you a pit bull.
Man, this dog, get you know what this dog is?
I saw him. He's nice, man. He's a nice dog.
That dog right there is an Anatolian Shepherd. It's the meanest motherfucker on the planet, dog.
I'll feed him a steak and I'll stick him on you. I'll feed him a steak and I'll stick him on you. All right, your own dog.
Right? That dog right there will do you some. That dog right there will do you some dirt. Now you be all nice and happy till you walk up in that house and act funny. Then it's
y'all Fanon with the cat. Fanon got a cat too.
Hell yeah!
So watch out. Don't go see Fanon because he got a cat and he got a dog and a wrench in his hand. Don't go see him.
Hey, look though, this is the problem. I'm telling you about this, blood. I'm telling you this is the problem. That's why we got an AJ. Aside from AJ being like, AJ's a good fighter, man. So I don't want to crap on AJ too much. I'm trying to get off of that. Because I think we're getting closer to these fights happening, so I don't want to get on AJ too much anymore. But it's the fat ass heavyweights that allow that bullshit to be sold. I'm telling you, they got all these cats wanting they want the good looking fighters. That's who they want to promote because they think they can sell them and all that. But you got all these other fighters that ain't taking the sport serious. There's no fucking reason that you need to be having a double fucking belly and your ass is going in there fighting. That shit doesn't even make any to me. That shit doesn't even make any sense. Like, how do you work out seriously for 14 weeks, take your craft seriously, and how does the gut help you? I mean, maybe there's somebody's a boxer you can explain this to me. But this Big Baby Miller shouldn't weigh any more than 260. If you're not on juice, if he ain't on what he is, he shouldn't be. Man, that dude can get down to 255. He got an easy 60 pounds of fucking fat and water in his ass. Same thing for Andy Ruiz. Same thing for Adam Kornacki, dog. And until these dudes really start taking their craft seriously, like their physical condition and seriously, and look the fucking part, dog, people ain't gonna put that shit on TV. And they're gonna sell you these AJs. And I don't care, man. Look, AJ's a good fighter and all that, but the vast majority of why they try to push his ass is because Mike Tyson's got an attract. You hear what Mike Tyson said about Anthony Joshua? Mike Tyson wants Anthony Joshua to be in a prison cell with him. Like, this shit is fucking ridiculous, dude.
I didn't hear what he said, bro.
Oh, he was like, Oh, dog, that shit was hilarious. He was like, somebody asked him, "Do you think AJ can beat you?" And he was like, well, he's really good looking. I mean, look at him. He's really good looking and shit, he's beautiful." And he sounded like Carissa Shields. Like when Carissa Shields is like, AJ walks in the room and he's floating on clouds. Dog, he had all the Mike acting real funny. But then he was like, "But hell no, he ain't gonna beat me."
Mike told the guy that he'll do him in the butt. He told the guy, a reporter one time. I don't know if you've seen it, man. He went off on, so he's always been a little bit weird like that. But you know what? You're talking about these bodies, these nice bodies. But you know what's going to end up happening, Fanon, just because you said that? Dominic Brazil and Andy Ruiz are going to be the two new champions. We're going to have two champions that we're bras. We're going to have our first heavyweight champions, our first bra wearing heavyweight champions when Dominic Brazil and Andy Ruiz unify next year. That's going to show you. If that happens, man, I'm going to laugh my ass off. I don't even give a fuck. These skinny guys, they can't fight because they're not in the gym anymore. Look at her. The motherfucker made it to 2 belts. He became a unified champion. This motherfucker was a punching bag last night. Don't even know how to throw a combination. Don't have no corner know what's going on. But it was good enough for him to get a belt in this environment. Take these little skinny divas off and put whoever could deliver a knockout on there. I don't care if they're fat. I don't care if they have big titties like Andy Ruiz and Dominic Brazil. As long as they can fucking fight, that's all I care about. Dominic Brazil got some big titties, but he been in lots of good fights, okay? He been in and Andy Ruiz could throw his hands. Yes, he's a big fat burrito-eating motherfucker, but he could fight. That's all that matters. Put the heavyweights, bring them back.
But dude,
stop with all these little sorry ass fighters,
dog,
man.
if the dudes that could fight would get in fucking shape, they would fight better. There ain't no reason to be that fucking big. I mean, because they can. Like Chris Arreola could fight. Chris Arreola could fight. I loved watching Chris Arreola. I mean, he had no defense, took a bunch of shots. Andy Ruiz can fight. A lot of these dudes can fight, dude, but if they would just get themselves all the way ready to compete, man, instead of trying to compete for who's the biggest. Like it's heavyweight, so I'm just going to try to get as big as I can so I can absorb whatever reason that is, dog. You got Deontay Wilder weighing in for fights at 209. He's at 209 and ain't losing no power, dog. Dog, it's shit just, dude.
Deontay Wilder's an exception. All the rest of these fighters ain't nothing like him. They don't even behave the same way as. Look at her. Her fucked himself out of a bunch of money. He should have been fought Charlo and all them guys. We know what would have happened now, though. But now he took a loss to J-Rock, a guy who had already taken a loss to Charlo and stuff like that. These guys need to stop waiting around, man. They got to get it on now. These heavyweights, they're going to end up taking some L's too. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be sad if Deontay Wilder, as much of a fan as I am, if any of these guys get upset with the way shit is going, I'm not even going to be sad because it's this young generation's fault why we got bra-wearing motherfuckers as heavyweight champion. That shit couldn't have happened in my era, okay? My fighters from my era wasn't wearing bras, motherfuckers. In your little young punks and you little young chumps, your fighters wear bras, okay? They can't come in shape. They don't know how to fight. They don't train right. Their trainers don't know what the fuck they're doing. Nothing, okay? We don't have trainers like Stewart anymore. We don't have trainers like Eddie Futch anymore. These guys some of these trainers, they never even been professional fighters before, and they want to come on here and tell me something. Get the fuck out of here. I'll give you a fade myself. I told y'all before, I'll put them up, okay? Anybody who wants it. And for now, you can get it too.
See, but most of these fighters, the heavyweight fighters, man, they think the bigger you are, the more powerful you are, right? They got the wrong mindset. Some need to hire a nutritionist, and boil down to a fighting, but they're scared they're going to lose their power. Power is the last thing to go when it comes to a big heavyweight fighter. Now, Deontay Wilder, now you have to understand, he's not going to get that much bigger because his metabolism in his family, which is hereditary, they the type that don't have big women, big boned women, they don't have, a big family, look at Marcellus, You know, I have a niece that she will eat you out of house and home, but won't gain a pound because that's her makeup of her body. But Deontay Wilder still has power no matter how thin he get. He went in what 209 and still knocked out Fury. But the other heavyweight, Kqnkc, he had the nerve to say, ain't a bodybuilding contest. So don't look at my body, look at my punches. But see, when people look at him, they're going to say, oh, he can't fight. He can't hit, but he can. But it's all a package deal. See, it's all a package deal. Just because you can punch, that doesn't mean anything. But when your stamina go, what going to happen then? See, you got to carry all that weight around. Deontay Wilder, he said that shit about Deontay Wilder. I mean, about Anthony Joshua. He said, Anthony Joshua, if he leave no weights alone, maybe he can have some stamina. Or maybe he can go more than 5-9 rounds, you know? But the muscles and weight, that's too much to carry around, especially for a heavyweight. They need to lose some weight, you know? And I don't even want to get into Jarrell Miller ass. You know, he's trying to kill not only himself, but somebody else. And think about if Wilder didn't even catch him. He would have got hit in the heart, then it's all over. He's already big. So that means his heart is surrounded by fat. So therefore, you know, he could have got hurt himself. Or he might not even wake up. So in Top Rank, they mess around with Fury. Fury just big. That's all. Now he was a little bit shorter. You'll see all his weight, you know, because of the height thing, you know. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. Fury, if he does retire after that second or third, after what, 2 fights after Swords, he said he retire. Okay, good. Good riddance. Bye. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. Once an addict, if he don't get no help, he gonna be sitting there in the stupor, laying on the floor, crawling, slobbing, and they gonna ask, what Fury at? And he's gonna look bad, very bad. So sometimes you gotta get help, you know. So if he won the fight, like he said, be a man and get back in there and do a rematch. But y'all gotta understand this shit. Bob Arum, he smelt that silver fight they had, right? But like I always say, that next fight would have been gold. And you know Bob Arum ass, he would have jumped on that, and he did. So you ever heard anybody do a tune-up? A tune-up for a rematch? You supposed to get right back in there. Hey, y'all, hey, let's make some money together, you know? So, but the heavyweights, they will need to lose some weight, or we're going to have another death in the ring, which I wouldn't like to see. So you're right. Well, they need to lose some weight. But if this was 40 years ago, 20 years ago, this wouldn't been happening at all. At all. So that's the heavyweights think they're going to lose their power. They're going to lose their strength. They're going to lose their respect. No, you're not. You know, if anything, you know, look at Romain Severn. This last fight, I forgot how much he weighed, but he looked like a big, fat M&M. That's how big he was, you know, and he didn't have, you know, he was tired after round 2. That was a big tell sign there. So that's what you got to do. Lose that weight, high nutritious, you know, and run. You know, go back to the old school like Wilder did. You know, sometimes you have to go back to what got you there. You know, shed them pounds, then get to working out. You know, that 8-week training camp, hell, take 10 weeks. So that's all I got. I just wanted to say that.
Hey, cool. Hey, the fight. Let me get 3 things real quick. First of all, Blood said I can get it too. Let me tell you something. A little dude told me one time, Blood, when I was sitting there, you know, because I'm about 6'2", you know, solid, you know, at the time I was a solid 230. Now I'm a not so solid, you know, more than that. And little dude told me, hey, hit that mute, Kqkc.
Oh.
Yeah, just hit the mute. Yeah, you nodding off, nigga. You know you old. That nigga was in the middle of the motherfucker like fell out. Hey, this little dude told me, he's like, look,
no,
man,
I was looking at the chat.
Oh, okay. He's like, man, this dude was like, Man, I don't fight you big dudes. I ain't gonna fight y'all like that. I get too close to you, I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna hold on and bite and rip something off you. I ain't playing with you big ass dudes. That's what the dude told me, and I was like, damn, you right. I am never gonna fight you because this little mother get blood. How big are you again? About 6'5", 280?
No, man.
You breaking up,
I'm more close to the 60 right now. And I'll whoop your ass, Fanon. What's up? What? Huh? You want some of this? Huh? You want some? You know, I can still fight. Look. Look at that.
You see that big ass dude?
What's up? What's up, Fanon? Huh? What's up? Huh? What's up? What's up, Fanon? That's Fanon right in front of me.
Ain't shit up.
I'm gonna do the all troll. See that right there? That uppercut, man. Huh? Know your place, right? I still whoop people.
You want some water? You want some water, blood?
But I can still whoop them. I can still whoop them all.
You want some water, blood? There.
I'm a stay about a block away till your ass get tired. That nigga too big. I ain't fighting that big ass dude.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, Romano, he a cheeseburger away from 300. That's why I said, dog, I'm just gonna run in that motherfucker, grab it, bite that nigga on his right there on that bicep.
This is all muscle, dog. This is all muscle.
That shit's coming off, dog.
This is all muscle.
I'm good to
All
anything
muscle.
with that big ass
All
dude.
muscle, man. Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua. You want an Anthony Joshua?
See them big old heavyweights, they bullies, dog.
I will whoop your ass, boy.
Blood of bully. I'm a
me?
middleweight, dog. Why are you trying to attack a middleweight? I am in this weight class, though. Damn, that's crazy, ain't it?
All you young chumps, too. That's why we take your women. That's why us older men take your women. I will whoop your ass. I will fuck your woman, and I will take your manhood, boy. You hear me? I'm the man, motherfucker. Put him up. That's all you can do. Just bring the fade, motherfucker. Bring the fade, Fanon. Bring the fade.
Blood is a bully, man.
And he's got Fanon against the ropes.
Hey.
Fanon is against the ropes. Fanon the Don is about to go down. Blood is giving him the uppercuts. The uppercuts. Oh, shit. He's down. He's done it again. The champion.
And then it's reported the next day.
Babe. Right.
The day after Blood wins the belt by dominating Fanon, he's mysteriously ran over in a parking lot by a car. We don't know what the fuck happened. We don't know. Somehow Blood got hit by a car on his way out. What happened?
It been a shoot on the south side.
Yeah. Somebody from Inglewood just showed up with guns. That's why that's why they invented guns for big ass dudes like you. You are not putting your hands on me. I'm just telling you. You not. Man, you ever, dog, that's why I can't stand big ass dudes, man. They bullies, man. They like God-given bullies.
I see you, Junior the Truth. I hear what you say.
Oh, Junior the Truth out there too, a big ass bully. Oh, you Black Fight Fan TV, another big ass bully. Y'all just some fucking bullies, dog. That's why some little dude was like, man, I'm gonna find a way to put some metal in his ass. That's why them niggas don't fight no more. Because you big ass bullies. Slapping people around with your big ass hands.
Only one to fight you and Kqkc. Stupid enough to fight Junior the Truth on Black Fight Fan TV. But you two, I'll put it up. Y'all put it up right now. It's 45 and up for the fight. Those guys are in a different class. Junior the Truth, they're in a different class. They can't fight us. We're in a different league.
Nah, dog. Man, you realize at 50 years old, you realize
45 and up, I'm the king, baby. I'm the king, blood boxing.
You realize at 50 years old, you take one shot the wrong fucking way, dog, your ass gonna be in a coma. No.
You gonna be in the hospital, emergency.
You be in the hospital, you take one the wrong way, dog. No, I'm 50. I ain't fighting you. I got nephews for that shit. I'm like, hold on, man. That's what the nephews are for. Go get his ass. And Zeus. That's what matter of fact, I need to go. Now that he motherfucker made me nervous, I got to go ahead and get Zeus trained out. You ain't getting, he's only 120 pounds. You ain't fucking with Zeus. Damn it, these dudes trying to bully me, man. How's this work? Them blows still faster than Joe Joyce. Oh man, hold on. Let's go back up a little bit, man. I got hold on. Let me get to these things, man. Hey, Kqkc, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao. What's your take?
Well, Manny Pacquiao now he's starting to look like he's not hungry enough. All right. Now Keith Thurman now look like he's hungry enough. But Keith Thurman is playing. He's trying to go for that bag. All right. That's his move. All right. He's first of all, he's lucky they didn't strip him of that belt of inactivity. Now, with him and Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman will come out with the win because Pacquiao, he does run in and jump in, but when you throwing flurries like that, he only landed one. That's all he's doing. Keith Thurman going to box him and move around, but he didn't look so good in his so-called tune-up fight with Josesito Lopez. He didn't look that great. So he going to need some fine-tuning to be the old Keith Thurman. He going to need some hunger to be the old Keith Thurman. So if he want to unify with Earl Spence or whoever, he going to have to do better than what he's doing. And Manny Pacquiao, he's what, 40, 41? And Keith Thurman is what, 28, 29, almost 30 now. So it's time to make that move and make the fight. You know, the fight is, I think August, if I'm not mistaken, or June, something like that. But I got Keith Thurman winning if he sharpen up his tools. Now, if the old Keith Thurman that beat Danny Garcia and beat Sean Porter shows up, then Manny Pacquiao gonna have a problem. He's gonna have a problem. But you don't get points and score points by just running in and just throwing, confusing the guy and trying to back him up. You're not hitting nothing. You just throwing flurries in his face, and that's it. So he's gonna have to do better than that. Keith Thurman, he will throw the bombs. He will move. Josesito Lopez, he was scoring on him. So you never know. This is boxing. We have a shock. We had a shock last night. So that's how I feel about it.
Hey, Kqkc, who you think's gonna win the fight, dog? Because I'm writing it down so I can say you were wrong.
Okay. I think Keith Thurman.
Hey, Kqkc, you should be a lawyer. Nigga, you bouncing around that motherfucking question. Dog, who's gonna win the fight? And I want you to either get it right or get it wrong.
All right. Keith Thurman should edge it out. He will edge it out.
All right, now you can pontificate as to why. I just wanted to get a firm answer because you was ducking. And we got Cat email and saying you need more airtime. So, I want to hold your airtime up.
Okay, I was just trying to get
all that ducking, slipping and slide and all that. And by the way, Blood, I figured out how I'm going to fight you. I'm going full fucking Andrew Galata on your ass. I'm going full-fledged on.
Yeah, you're gonna bite me. You're gonna bite me like that.
I got some notes from my trainer. He said, punch Blood in the nuts. Dirty. Get close, punch Bud in the nuts, and do an Andrew Galata. Get close enough, then bite him. All that shit, dog. I feel like I gotta fight you, dog. I was like, hold on, dog. I can't let this dude just hell no. And then I'm gonna sick Zeus on your ass. Anyway, go ahead, Kqkc. What happened?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was just trying to give you both sides.
Nah, you was trying to duck the question.
Do the question. Okay. So
not give me a prediction. Think about it while you're talking, dog. This is real time. Who you got?
Okay. Yeah. I think Keith Thurman should pull it out because yes, he is a younger man. And yes, you look at Manny Pacquiao, he didn't seem too thrilled about this fight. Yes, I'm going with Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman can sharpen up his tools. He's not too far behind anyway. Yeah, he did get hit a couple times with Josesito Lopez. You've been out that long, you're going to look like that your first time back. Now, once you get in the rhythm, which he's probably working out now, and he's going to look better. He's going to box. He's going to move. He's going to throw the overhand right like he always does. He's going to have a little power behind it. Maybe not as much as he had before because he's been out the ring for a while. Well, yes, I have to go with Keith Thurman because he's not going to let Manny Pacquiao sit there and run in on him without him giving him some type of lateral movement. Just like when he fought Sean Porter. When he fought Sean Porter tried to do that, how he stomp and rush in. Well, Keith Thurman, you don't go back because you're going to get counted. So he went side to side, turned around, and gave him an uppercut. That's what you do when somebody rushing in like that. Or check hook. But the way Keith Thurman, way Porter was rushing in, that's how you have to do it. And he can do the same with Manny Pacquiao. Matter of fact, he can knock Manny Pacquiao out if he comes in like that and he hit him flush. So yes, I got Keith Thurman, most definitely.
That's what's up. Now, yeah. Hey, let me get to these super chats. My man, the Fly, I think I was it. Okay, yeah, the Fly guy said, I'm kind of glad Hurd lost. I think that's that word. That fight, waiting on Jermell to lose, then calling him out. Yeah, man, that's what I'm telling you, man. I thought Jared Hurd was a little on some sucker shit, but he also might have just overlooked. He might have overlooked J-Rock because when you beat Lara and Trout back-to-back, dude, you can feel yourself. You can get to feeling yourself. Joseph Brown said, blood, that shadow don't hit back, dog. You see these mugs. All right, I'm gonna tell you, God gave me one gift. These big ass mitts, dog. Okay. All right. Fucking with you. All right. Hey, African sci-fi scholar for blood shadow boxing. Hey, dog, I got some. I used to have fast hands and they still quack, quack, pop. See how my shit was all close and just tight on you. I turn that motherfucker over there. Right? Y'all don't miss that. Pop, pop. Y'all don't know.
Yeah.
We throw them hands, dog. All right. Hey, I'm just going to turn it in on that ring. Yeah. Blood. All right, man. What's your take on Pacquiao and Thurman, besides telling me you don't want to see the fight because they some old ass men?
No, man. It started in 19. Let me go to my retro boxing. The year is 1985. Keith Thurman's father, El DeBarge, released "Who's Johnny?" the great song. The year is now 2019. And El DeBarge's son, Keith DeBarge, has a new song coming out called "Who's Manny?" "Who's Manny" is the name of the new song from Keith Thurman DeBarge. No, listen, man. This is what's going to determine what I think who's going to win the fight. When they do the build-up, okay, for this fight, they're going to have a 24/7 or whatever, that shit they always have. If I see Keith Thurman's wife anywhere near the set, I'm going with Manny Pacquiao. That's how I will determine it. Right now, I got Keith Thurman winning the decision because he's younger. But if I see Keith Thurman's wife anywhere near any of these 24/7s, anything like that, that's it. I'm going with Manny Pacquiao, okay? Because Keith Thurman been pussy whipped for way too long now. And the pussy sometimes is your biggest downfall. And for Keith Thurman, the pussy is his biggest downfall. That's why he's been inactive. That's why he's been going around pretending like he hurt himself, laying up with that little wife of his, yeah, baby. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my shoulder. These guys are soft, bro. Okay. So, Manny Pacquiao, yes, he's an old school throwback warrior, man. Love Manny Pacquiao. I've been following him since back in the day, okay? But he's old now, okay? He's an old man. If Keith Thurman goes in there and he's focused, he could win this fight, man. He's not going to knock out Pacquiao, though. Keith Thurman, he just don't got that fire anymore, man. He needs to get that fire back. It's unfortunate that he's the one who's getting the fight against Manny Pacquiao, but it is what it is, man. If I see his wife anywhere near the scene, though, then it's going to be Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, man, I think that's good. I mean, my thing is if I had to go from one right now, I'd go with Manny Pacquiao for a couple reasons. One, he's been fighting better competition, he's the more active fighter. And he's been fighting a decent level of competition. With even the Jeff Horn fight that he fought, Lucas Matisse, Adrian Brawner, is never, I guess he's never easy. But he showed some quickness. He showed some, some extras, little extra wrinkles in his game. So, like right now, I would say Manny Pacquiao by decision. And the thing that pushes it over to the decision is that all that extra shit you get for being Manny Pacquiao. You know, just the fact, the fact that judges are looking at what you're doing. Like personally, for me, I don't. When Adrian Bronner said he thought he beat Manny Pacquiao, I was like, nah, I don't think you won the fight, but I do think that fight was closer than a lot of people say. I think that those jabs were landing for Adrian Bronner, and I think I could see why Adrian Bronner could think he had won some rounds in that fight. But you're not going to get him when it's Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao just has that name recognition around him. So and Keith Thurman, I think Keith Thurman, he just hasn't fought Josecito Lopez. He did drop Josecito Lopez, but he's just not been active enough for me. But one criticism that I do have for Manny Pacquiao is he went, people say warrior dog. He did some, what's that phrase? Some hoe shit. And straight up, you got into that ring. He went ringside. Now, this is what's telling me I think something might not be right in Manny Pacquiao's mind. He went to that Errol Spence Jr. Mikey Garcia fight, sat ringside. If Mikey Garcia had won that fight, he'd be fighting Mikey Garcia. But if he didn't, but Errol Spence Jr. won that fight that easy, he didn't want no parts of Errol Spence Jr. So in my mind, that's telling me, no, man, that Manny Pacquiao was like really felt that he was at the top of his game and all that. He would have fought Errol Spence. He had the opportunity to fight Errol Spence, and he decided not to do that. He decided to go over there to a guy that was highly, highly inactive. So right now he's playing some games. And if Keith Thurman can get all the way back, Keith Thurman could cause some problems. But I thought that's the first thing that I saw. Like, just if anybody else had done that shit, people would have been all on them for doing that. You come to a fight, you ringside in Dallas, you came from the Philippines to watch ringside, you come into the ring, the winner says, hey, don't leave the ring now. Oh, where you going, Manny? He had to call him back. Hey, Manny, where you going? Come back. Hold on, stop. We need to fight, little man. We need to fight. Then he says, oh, yeah, maybe, yeah, why not? Why not? I'll tell you why not. Why not? Because Jicky say, hell no. You gonna get your ass whooped. No, he didn't take that fight, and he moved on. So that's why I think Keith Thurman got a shot. Keith Thurman could have a shot. But at the same time, dog, the other stuff still holds true. KO said, I still got Manny kicking El DeBarge's ass, though. Yeah, Manny will. Man, Keith Thurman can fight, dog. Keith Thurman just don't want no smoke with Errol Spence. He just didn't want no smoke with Errol Spence. But he can fight. Danny Garcia, he beat Sean Porter. He beat Danny Garcia. He's a high-level fighter with a bad haircut. Okay, that's just it. He's a highly skilled fighter. Don't sleep on Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, just the problem with Keith Thurman is that he don't want any. He just ain't beating Errol Spence, and he knows it. Spence gonna be calling his food back. Pac-Man realized he was at the wrong fight. Yeah, dog, he didn't want that, man. Not when a dude can box like that. Not when a dude can box like that, man. Let me see something, man. I wanted to get on one more thing. Thurman, Burchell. Oh, yeah, man. What about, did anybody watch that Burchell fight? Did you watch that Burchell fight? The ESPN card at All Blood? Or
no, I didn't see that fight, bro. I didn't see it, man.
No, I didn't see it either.
Okay, so we won't cover it, man. That shit was, man, that was crazy. Fanon imitating Manny when he called him in the ring. Man, he's like, come on, man. Purpose. Like, why not? Man, fuck out of here, Manny. You don't want that ass whooped. That's all it is. You trying to get Manny killed? Nah, man, I'm trying to get Manny to make that fight, man. Why not? You in the PBC, he in the PBC, he can do it. I mean, that's what I want to see, man. Like, but that's what I meant to say. Okay, Woolbag made a comment. He said 154-pound has B and B plus fighters. Nobody's protected. this is something that I wanted to point out. I will get you guys' take on this. I think that the 154-pound division has as good of fighters as any division in boxing. The difference is they don't have anybody that's getting hyped up. I don't think it's the level of the fighter. I just think it's the fact that nobody there has established themselves as a media darling. And since they don't have any media darlings, they got to fight each other. In every other division, you got media darlings. I mean, AJ's a fucking media darling. That's what he is. He's a media darling. He's somebody that the media wants to see do well and are going to cover his fights and are going to talk about him. So he gets all that without having to fight tough guys. That's why he ain't fought nobody. Man, think about this. Anthony Joshua has not fought anybody since November of 2017. He has not had a tough fight in 2 fucking years. It is now. By the November, hit that mic, Kqkc.
I did.
No, you did. You did?
Yeah. Wait. No, and then.
Right. He ain't had a tough fight. He has not had a tough fight since Klitschko. And Tyson Fury had a tough fight. He fought 2 bum-ass fights, fought Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's had 2 tough fights in Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz had a tough fight. The media darling doesn't have to fight any fucking body. The toughest fight that he was going to have since June of 2017 was going to be Jarrell Big Baby Miller. And now it's Andy Ruiz. And after that, it's going to be Emmanuel Char. You don't have to, and I'm not saying the guy's not a good fighter because I think AJ's a good fighter. But because he's in the situation of having name recognition, he gets to pick and choose who he wants to fight. And they have the ability to, or the benefit of being able to guide him around fighters that might be unknown but cause him difficulties. But they don't have that at 154. Jared Hurd beat Eris Landy Lara, and he beat Trout. Any guy that can beat Eris Landy Lara and Trout has got to be an A-level fighter, man. You just can't get. He might have an A-level face that got smacked up. A-level something about him. A-level ability to take punishment. A-levels, whatever it is, dude. That you can't beat Eris Landy Lara and Austin Trout back to back without being an extremely good fighter, man. But he couldn't really avoid a J-Rock. And one of the reasons that I thought J-Rock could upset him was the fact that J-Rock had something that those guys didn't. Youth. He had youth. He had the ability. He was not going to tire going down that path. And also something that Lennox Lewis said. He saw him fight, right? The more you fight, the more the other camps see and can watch you. Same thing as Lomachenko going to happen to Lomachenko. Same thing is going to happen to fighters. Shit could have happened to Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. The more they see you fight, the more they know how to prepare for you. The more they see the shots that you're going to take. And so that's why it just gets harder and harder and harder for you to continue to beat people. But at 154, who are they going to fight? They've got to either fight Charlo. Like Charlo couldn't avoid Tony Harrison. And now Tony Harrison got that belt. Tony Harrison can't avoid Jermall Charlo. And Jermall Charlo wouldn't been able to avoid Hurd or J-Rock or Lubin, because you still got that dude Lubin, right? Lubin got knocked out by a Charlo, and he's going to come back up there. Then you got guys moving up. So I don't think that it is a fact that they have lesser fighters at 154. I just think that they have got less name recognition and less of an ability to be able to run from one another, because you've seen this in the 154-pound division for the last several years, where you had that one fight card where it was there, like when they had what's his name? They had Goshaw fighting Lara. You had Hurd fighting. You had Hurd fighting. Who did he knock? Lubin, and you had Austin Trout fighting Hurd. All those guys were on the same card, man. That's as good a tournament as they got in the World Boxing Super Series, where Josh Taylor, if he wants those belts, is not going to be able to get away without fighting Baranicek. And Prograis couldn't get moved around Relic. And if Taylor beats Branachek, then they're going to have to fight Regis Prograis. At 140, they have the same situation. Nobody has the name or the ability to just be hidden like you're getting with that crap that they're going to be doing down there at 130 pounds with Berchelt. What the fuck is Berchelt doing calling out Ito? He's calling out Ito, the winner of Ito Herring, instead of saying, "Oh yeah, no doubt, I want Gervonta Davis." Anyway, what's your thoughts on that, Blood? And then straight to Kqkc.
I'm gonna make this quick. I mean, as far as those little guys, like I said, at 130, you got like you got 4 or 5 champions down there because you got a WBA regular champion. I mean, these little guys, man, I'm not paying no attention to them until they start unifying, bro. I don't want to see them fight nothing but unification bouts. I am interested in the 140-pound WBSS. That's pretty much about it. Anything south of that, man. Unless Lomachenko is gonna these guys are gonna start unifying and these top guys are gonna fight each other, man. I'm tired of all that little stuff going on down there. All these guys don't have no ranking system. I'm looking at the spreadsheet now. It looks ridiculous, man. So, it's just, these guys need to, they need to start unifying these guys, man. It's just that simple, man. And by the way, too, I just wanted to say that before I leave on that note, Anthony Joshua's fans are a bunch of pussy motherfuckers, man. I can't stand his fans. Fuck all of y'all. And that's what I got to say.
The question was, before we go to Kqkc, was the parity in the 154, not the little dude.
Oh, okay. It was 154. Oh, yeah, when you was talking. Okay, see, you went to a lot of.
The question was this. Let me clear it up because I did run my mouth too long. He said, excuse me, 154 pounds. This is Woolbag. 154 pounds has a lot of B and B plus fighters, but they don't really have anybody that is, an A-level fighter, so they all have to fight each other, and they all look really good. Great fighters versus evenly matched B and B plus fighters.
Well, at 154, what they need to do is they need to unify. Once Charlo and Harrison fight, which that fight is getting ready to happen, I mean, that should be easy to do because these guys are all affiliated with PBC. Like I said in the beginning, the problem is the guy who's over that Golden Boy, who has the WBO belt, Munguia. In order to get become undisputed, you need that WBO belt now. So that's going to always be the problem. The problem is just getting these matches to occur because these guys are hiding in boxing politics. They're talking about promoters and all of this stuff. Oscar De La Hoya has said that he's willing to work with these other promoters, this and that, but I don't see him jumping to put that Jaime Munguia's belt in the line. He didn't look that great in his last fight. I do admit that at least we have a unified champion at 154, like you were saying earlier. A few of these weight classes do have unified champions. Middleweight got a unified. But, we need the complete package. These guys need to go for undisputed. I don't care about their promoters and networks and all of that stuff because I know it's a bunch of bullshit, man. It's just that simple. If they want to fight, they'll make the fights happen. There's no reason why that WBO guy shouldn't be mixing it up with PBC fighters, but they'll continue to protect him, and that's what they're gonna do, man.
Kqkc.
Okay, yes, sir. With the big fighters, yes, Blood is right. 154 is heating up. We know the money is there, and the guys gonna have to fight each other. And you know what? Somebody's gonna have to take control. Somebody gonna have to stick out. Somebody going to have to be the man. You can't have one without the other. You can't say, Jerry Hurd is good, Charlo is good, and this fighter is good. I mean, you got to have someone that gonna stick out. Like a Mayweather that stuck out at welterweight. A Manny Pacquiao that stuck out at welterweight. Then putting them together and let them fight and let one be the ultimate, the one to beat, the one to hold the crown, the one that hold the gold. So that's what's going to happen at 154. 154 is the new 147, basically. If you look at it, that these fighters are good. They are good. Now, just because you got an L, like I always say, that doesn't mean that your career, your life, and everything is over with. It's not. It just means that you made a mistake, and now what you have to do is correct that mistake. Just like Jamel Charlo. Jamel Charlo, no wonder Derrick James was having a fit. He blew it. He blew the game plan. The game plan was to go down and box, go down low and box. You know, Deontay Wilder, he's my guy. I like him, but he blew it with Tyson Fury. The plan was from round 1 to round 12, go to the body. Stay on that body. Go up top a little bit, confuse him a little bit. Stay on that body. But he didn't do that. See, if he would have done that, he wouldn't got up in round 12 when he knocked him out. Because fatigue would have kicked in and that power. You know. So somebody, every division, even 135, 140, somebody got to be the man. So somebody got to beat the man to be the man, if that makes sense. You know, so that's what needs to happen. And until that happens, then 154 is all over the fucking place. So that's what I'm trying to say. That everybody, even the zone claiming that, oh, we the middleweight place to be. The middleweights is right here. No. You want the middleweights to be right there, but no, Canelo is not this history-making type of fighter because he haven't fought the ones that really would count. So you have to look at that. So he haven't fought at Charlo. I mean, Charlo been a mandatory since 2017 to Triple G. So now Triple G is over there. So, you know, it's pretty much like a hideaway, you know. So 154 got to be there, you know. So you got to have somebody to stand out at 154. You got to have somebody to be the man at 154. So I'm not gonna bore you for now. All right.
You ain't boring me.
Oh, okay.
I was enjoying it. I was just listening. I was taking notes because I got to read the comment section at the same time.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Couple things got said in the comment section.
Okay.
Bonton South D Town. I think you talked about Eastern Europeans not fighting one another. So if they're not fighting each other, then Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford don't necessarily, shouldn't have to be forced to do so either. Yeah, man, I feel that, man. I've heard 78 share, similar sentiment. My thing is this, man, though, that like I think that there are fan bases in boxing that are interested in certain groups of fighters, So as black fight fans, the fights that, like the subscribers to this channel, Blood's channel, us are talking about and interested in are the fights between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and them. And I think that there should be pressure on these guys to fight regardless, because they're servicing us as a fan base, right? Now, as far as the Eastern Europeans not fighting each other, man, I mean, like, I don't really too much care about them anyway. Like you got what up there, 175, you got Bivol and who was up there? I mean, I don't even know if there's enough of those guys really for them to all be fighting each other, right? I know there's Bivol and Kovalev, right? So there's the guys with the championship belts, but I have to look to see really and truly how many top world-class Eastern Europeans that there really are. I'm thinking there might be 5, 6 of them, really. You know what I mean? But if you look at ESPN, for example, like the pound for pound, they're disproportionately represented on those pound for pound lists, because you've got, like, for example, you have in African American or Black American champions in the U.S. We got 14 of them, like 13 or 14, and only 2 of them are mentioned on the pound for pound list. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, and they're both in the same weight class. No Black American fighters outside of the welterweight division are even listed in the pound for pound. Gervonta Davis isn't listed in pound for pound at pound for pound at the smaller weight class. Neither is Tevin Farmer. Neither is the with the 140-pound. Regis Prograis not represented in that. Maurice Hooker's not represented in that. And when you got guys who are like J-Rock is now got 2 belts, just beat a guy that's a 2-belt holder, he's not going to be listed in the pound for pound list. But you have a guy, you have like Ukraine, right? Ukraine's got 3 world champions. 3. Two of them are in the top 5 pound for pound on ESPN. How is it that how America can have 14? We got like 17 champions in total, but only 3 of them are worthy of being pound for pound. But the Ukraine has 3 and 2 of them are top 5 pound for pound. Like, what's your criteria for this, man? How can that, what if you just look objectively at what's happening? How could every other dude that they have, 2 out of the 3 dudes they have, be ranked that high? But you got unified champions. You got unified champions that aren't ranked that high. Mikey Garcia, and Mikey Garcia is, I think Mikey Garcia is the 3rd guy that's listed in there. But I can make arguments for people being pound for pound, like J-Rock. J-Rock lost once. Lomachenko lost once. But, you know, I want to see the good fights for the community of fighters, like American fight fans. I want to see that, because that means that we get to, then people are going to eventually start to watch those fighters, and that tide is going to turn, and people will start getting their respect. And you'll wind up making great fighters. I don't think that these guys are ever going to really be. I don't think like Bivol is ever going to really develop a massive following in the United States by fighting. That could be a part of it too, like by fighting each other in the United States. You know, I like the fact that Lomachenko's going over there to Europe and fight. I hope he goes over there and fights what's his name, Luke Campbell, because I think Lomachenko, I think that's good for European boxing. But anyway, that's just my take on it, man. Kind of a rambling thought. But as far as the AJ fans, y'all, blood boxing is 100% correct, man. That's the last note that I had on that. What's your thought on? Oh, but I do got something I want to tell y'all about the zone after we get your thoughts. What are your thoughts, Kqkc, on these guys, on these Eastern European guys fighting each other?
Well, really, that's great. That's fine. They fighting each other. There's no problem. But sooner or later,
they're not fighting each other.
Oh, not fighting each other. Oh, okay. Well, I think it's okay, because see, they only gonna learn so much by fighting each other. Now, if you want to improve your boxing skills, who to learn from but Americans? And I'm not trying to be, biased or anything like that, but black fighters have better athletic than white fighters when it comes to boxing. I mean, just in our genes. And though European fighters can learn a few things. Kellen Plant, he boxed very well, and I don't know where he's from or whatever, but he boxed very well.
Tennessee.
He's from Tennessee.
Nashville.
Okay, well,
I think he's from Nashville.
Oh, okay, Nashville. Okay, then I wouldn't really consider him, but like Bivol or Klitschko's, they could have been better if they would have fought over here in America more, and they would have been, put on the map better, and would have have higher accolades than they've been getting, that they got. Anthony Joshua, okay, yeah, he making his debut now, but he was comfortable over in the UK. But you only get so much competition in the UK. It's over here where you get all the experience, where you get all the amateur fundamentals and the pedigree of a real pure boxer. So I mean, you might start at boxing, but we kind of perfected it. So I would want to come over here like Lennox Lewis did. A lot of fighters want to come here, not for the money. Well, that too, but they want to learn. They want to get better sparring. They want to get better coaching, better trainers. They want to be the best they can be. And believe it or not, they are more hungry than we are. They really do. They really want to travel across a pond, across the wherever, just to just to better themselves, just to say, hey, look, I'm representing Pakistan, whatever, But yeah, I think it's a good thing if they come over here and fight us and don't fight each other. Because you only gonna learn so much. You did that already. You've been there, you done that in the amateurs and everything else. Now, like Lomachenko had what 400 amateur fights. Okay, don't you think now you should have been over here before then to learn how to fight our type of style of fighting? But now he learned, and now he's not that great to me. Pedraza, he pretty much had his number. But yes, I believe that he should. They should come over here and fight, and don't fight each other. So that's a good
Yeah, it's a
starting
little
point.
bit different than what he was saying because I
Uh,
mean I think the point was. Well, we'll skip on blood. What's your take on that? Blood.
Hold on, I had to come off mute, man. Well, as far as the European guys not fighting each other, the poster division for that whole thing is light heavyweight. Because if you look at light heavyweight, you have three guys who are Eastern European. You have Beterbiev, what do you call him? Beterbiev or Beterbiev. You have Bivol, and then you have this so what's his name? Vozek or whatever his name is. Okay, these guys are not fighting each other. Now, when that Vozek guy, or what, I can't say his name right, when he fought Adonis Stevenson, Lomachenko, after the fight, it was some of the most disgusting shit I have ever seen these Eastern European boys do. He went and congratulated that man for putting Adonis Stevenson in a coma, pretty much, man. These guys, they stick together. They have a little plan. They're trying to make as much money as they can together. They're just like us. They came up in the amateurs together over there. All these guys know each other. They're buddies. They just need to get in there and fight each other. I think Beterbiev did call out Kovalev. I think that a couple of these guys have a little bit of issues, but they're still not fighting. When you got three of the guys in the same fucking division holding belts, then what you think they're gonna do? These guys are profiting just like the just like the other fighters in today's environment, and they have machines behind them because for whatever reason, HBO, they're not in the equation no more, but Showtime, ESPN has been doing it. A lot of these TV networks want to promote guys from overseas because I'm just going to be honest with you, they don't have too many white American fighters. I talked about this a long time ago, and I know people got upset about it, but there's no white American fighters of significance. You got Plant. You have a couple of token names here and there, but we could go 5 and 6 year stretches and not have no American white boxers of significance. So they're trying to do with the Eastern Europeans what they did in basketball. In basketball, we had no white boys. We only had a few here and there. We had White Chocolate, Jay Williams, and so what they do start trying to promote them Eastern Europeans to put a white face on it, and they think that that's better for marketing and things like that. Man, these guys are just like everybody else. They need to just get in there and they need to fight, bro. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Thanks for reminding me about that 175, man. The thing that I think allows this is all these weight classes. Like, there's just so many more than the as far as like the problems with boxing. I think the bigger problem than the sanctioning bodies is all these dang weight classes. If you didn't have 100, if you didn't have cruiserweight, these dudes are either going to have to fight at 175 or they're going to have to go to heavyweight. If you don't have 154, these guys are either going to have to fight at 147 or they got to fight at 160. And the talent pool in them in those divisions immediately get a lot deeper, right? Immediately. So you cut the belts in half, probably, right? You get rid of. That's the number. If I could just do one thing, man, it would be get rid of cruiserweight, get rid of 100, and get rid of even 100, get rid of 168 pounds, 154 pounds, 140, 130, 100, 122, and make these dudes either fight in their right and get rid of them day before weigh-ins, which allow these guys to play these games. Because that's and the all these weight classes, along with the fact that you got day before weight classes, you get these ridiculous fights that are made, man. That Navrati, man, I'm telling you, I watched that Navrati versus Dog Bay fight, and I was like, man, this shit is terrible. You can just look at the fight, man, and see these guys do not belong in the ring with each other. You got one guy who's drained all the way down from 130 pounds down to 118, right? Because for a little guy, that's a big percentage of your body weight. But still, you can drain that and get that water weight out of you, fighting a guy who would probably never even get a fight at, what was the weight class below that, 100, 115? So you got a 130-pounder fighting a 115-pounder, and that's just a championship. That's just a championship fight. I think that these European dudes, like if you got rid of that, you would have to have guys like, you would have David Benavidez fighting in 170. You have David Benavidez fighting in 175 pounds. You would have, you might have had Usyk already at a heavyweight and never have spent all that time fighting at cruiserweight. That's more than these guys not fighting each other, man. That's the problem. That's the big problem I got, man. And if them guys not fighting, they're not giving shots. I don't mind if you could unify the belts. Because if you could unify the belts and you had less weight classes, then you would have to fight tougher competition. The whole shit is just jacked up to me, man. But I hope that the DAZN situation can help improve that. Because I was doing some research on DAZN. I'm probably going to do a video about it. But, man, DAZN is going to be in some trouble, man. Because that streaming service, the way they're talking about this, and I'm not talking about I'm not talking about whether or not people are going to subscribe to the channel or not, right? Or whether they got the best fighters. The problem with DAZN is going to be that it's a standalone, it's a business problem. It's a standalone streaming service where these other big guys like Disney, they're not doing, they and Fox, they're not doing standalone video. They're bundling them, right? So ESPN Plus, for you guys that know ESPN Plus right now, you have to pay for ESPN Plus just individually. That's not going to be the case for much longer. They're going to do ESPN Plus like you do ESPN, where ESPN is bundled in a package when you pay for it. They're going to wind up doing the same thing to streaming services, which is going to either going to decrease the price, the overall price of the streaming service, or it's going to hide how much you're paying for it. And DAZN is it started in 2015 when there was a real big push, for streaming services and believing that, the streaming services were the way it's going to go. But they're doing it. They're a standalone. You buy it separately from any other package. I believe that the way that pricing model is going to do and it's going to affect them, people aren't going to get that. They're going to get the other ones because they're not going to see any cost for it in their bill. All they're going to say is, oh, my cable bill is, or whatever, my package bill is $190 a month, and it includes ESPN Plus. It includes Fox's sports streaming app. So they're going to feel like they're not paying anything for it. While the DAZN price is going to go up, and you're going to wind up having to pay, like it already doubled, right? It doubled from $9.99 and went up to $20 a month, $10 a month to $20 a month. Now, what they're going to wind up having to do is raise the price again, because when you bundle it, it means you got to spend all this kind of money marketing it, where those guys don't have to spend money marketing it because it's being sold with the other packages. So there's just like a lot of competitive disadvantages that are taking place on just for the streaming of things, period, that are going to cause DAZN problems, man. So I'm hoping that this shit can lead to a monopoly. Really, guys, because I think boxing needs a monopoly, like where there's just one network or one, even if like Disney owns, because I think Disney owns Fox. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think Disney owns Fox, but if Disney owns Fox and Disney owns ESPN, then and all of the fighters are either fighting on Fox or ESPN, then there's not that. Then there's going to be an easier for those guys to work together and make fights. But the zone sitting on the outside is either going to have to sell itself to get part of that bundling, and in that case, that's going to drive down those fighters' purses. Anyway, man. So I just think that I hope that comes into play, man. I really do. Sorry for getting a little heady on you. Church says my streaming service has 3,000 channels and every pay-per-view sporting events for $25 a month. JC streaming TV on Facebook. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest. I think that's going to be the biggest problem. It's somebody's birthday. Beverly Rose in the building. Yeah. Oh, D-Style Boxing. Apps are on demand and live stream add-on for channels now. It's nothing new. Marketing to these apps, making people think it's something new. No, it's not nothing. It's new. It's just the technology towards it. All right, so look, man, before we get it, I'm going to let Blood Boxing pick a topic, then Kqkc pick a topic, and then we'll wrap it up. I think we're on 2 hours. Blood, is there anything that you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
Just to expand on what you said about the zone, man. We said it from the beginning, man, that this app wasn't going to work over here because we know we're consumers and we're sports fans. We know we talk to other sports fans more than anyone over there in England, over here in this country. We know what sports here are popular. We know it's football and basketball and baseball. We said that the zone wasn't going to work. It's looking pretty bad for the zone. Me personally, I don't believe they even have the 600,000. I think they're making that up. They're losing out big time. It won't be long before these guys fold. They expected Deontay Wilder, our champion, to follow behind Anthony Joshua. The British guys, man, these guys got some big egos, man. They're pompous. I'm tired of the dart chucking fan base over there. You got guys, basket weavers and linen sellers and all kind of corny ass motherfuckers over there who I'm gonna cuss out. I'm cussing out one of them later on my channel. If y'all want to see me on my other channel, y'all subscribe because I'm gonna cuss out one of them that need to be put in his place. Talking that dumb shit. Okay, you in trouble, boy. I'm gonna get you, boy. You better believe it. I'm coming for your blood. But anyways, I wanted to say, and this is how I'm gonna end it out. R.I.P. to Letterman and Burt Cooper, man. Burt Cooper, I have a lot of memories with Burt Cooper, man. Even though he had a lot of losses on his record, this guy always came to fight. This is OG boxing talk. So anybody who's over the age of 40, especially 45 and up, get your blood work, man. It don't harm you, man, to go and get your blood work. If you have insurance, just go get your blood work. Go get checked out. Make sure you don't got nothing, man. If you could catch these things early, it would be a whole lot better off. We all a lot of older guys in here. I want you guys to be around. You know what I'm saying? Cancer, all that shit, it's out there, bro. Pancreatic cancer, that's unfortunate, man, because that could get any of us. But the risk goes up as we get older, bro. So just get your blood work, man. Shout out to everybody. Thanks a lot for coming through, man.
Kqkc.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kqkc, the OG here again. Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about the UK real fast. Okay. I don't know, and I might be exaggerating or I might just be crazy, but what the hell is wrong with them? I mean, I'm not saying all of them because it's a beautiful place and everything. It's just that certain people or certain AJ fans just believe everything that either AJ says or Eddie Hearn says. And at first it bothered me, but now it doesn't because I know how they think. And you study someone's mentality, then you understand the way they think. They really believe the sky is falling, and they'll look up and see if it's falling, if someone tell them that. And for some reason, you don't believe everything you read. You check things out first before you even open your mouth. But they believe everything that they believe, and sometimes I have a problem with that when it comes to Deontay Wilder, when it comes to Earl Spence. Now the Charlos are one of my favorite fighters. They are my favorite fighters, but Earl Spence and Deontay Wilder, they did not turn down this. They didn't turn down that. Just like I was trying to explain. I said to my live stream of the day. Oh, well, the referee helps out Deontay Wilder when he was fighting Ortiz. And I keep telling them it's a law in the state of New York that if a fighter takes too much punishment in the previous round, not the boxing federation, but the Democrats, Republicans, and Independent, and the governor signed off on it. This is that you must see a corner doctor before you go out in the next round. So when soon as round starts, you have to stop and go see a corner doctor because someone died in the ring years ago there. So they came up with that law, but they still won't believe it. I think it's only maybe one other state that has that. And so they have to understand that, well, at least on my channel, I'm not going to lie to you. So, but Anthony Joshua has been helped out by referees, or the count went longer, or, a slip should have been a knockdown and something like that. But Deontay Wilder, he worked hard to what he got, and money is not everything. Well, Deontay Wilder, he only made such and such. Well, it took him so long. Well, it's a business. Boxing's a business. They act like they just don't understand. And that really bites my ass. They just don't understand, how this boxing thing works. Sure, you box in the ring, outside the ring, they take it as a business. Some people know, some people don't. Look, Terrence Crawford has a boss. Earl Spence does not. Well, he got Al Heyman as a manager. No, Al Heyman is not. He's an advisor. They go on and on and on. And then, it just really, really, really bite my ass, and I can't keep on explaining this. So I just start ignoring them. So, and keep going on and moving on and pushing on and grinding on. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, man. And them UK dudes, man. I think a lot of those guys, the real good dudes, are real good fans, man. Man, I really like UK boxing, man. I like the boxing scene over there, and they've got a really good one. The guys that are really good, really into boxing and really know boxing, I think some of those guys are real quality guys, man. But I think that there's there's just a fan base of young kids who really don't know a lot about the sport and might have been introduced to the sport by Anthony Joshua that are very very active in social media, where I'm sure there's a lot of guys who are our age who might not be on Twitter every day and just like live there, who are really, I'm not going to insult them, I'll say it this way, really of them who are really very good at social media exchanges, right? They see everything's up on YouTube, they go to Instagram, they go to Twitter, they got it, they got whatever their other things are. So they're just real active and talk a lot on that through that medium. And so, whenever they see a title of a video, because these cats ain't got enough. With my videos that I do on I do 10-minute videos, 10, 12-minute videos. So if you don't actually listen to them, you don't know what I said. You just are looking at the title and you start debating me about the title, right? So a lot of the guys, I'm just like, I've now learned, like, look, man, you guys don't even have an issue with what I'm saying. You don't even know what it is I'm actually saying. If you're not just stroking Anthony Joshua, they're there just to try to insult Deontay Wilder and, talk about shit that they don't know. So, and I think some of those channels it's a lot of fun. For people that don't actually have channels, that's a lot of pressure to tell people what they want to hear. Especially if you're the type of person that's going to respond to chats and you want to get your view count up and you're competing with people in that way, there's a lot of pressure to tell people what they want, what you want to hear, and talk about what they want to hear, because then they'll come to your channel, then you can feel good about yourself. And I think a lot of these channels get their self-esteem from the reactions and the likes that they get from people, and it just makes them say stupid shit, like repeating that Anthony Joshua got 4 belts, or not paying attention to the fact that it's clear Anthony Joshua didn't want that fight because Anthony Joshua said on multiple occasions he wasn't ready for the fight. But all that shit just goes away because they don't they don't really care about boxing. They're fans of Anthony Joshua for one reason or another. For me, it's like some kid telling me, like they like whatever the new rapper is better than the rapper that was out 5 years ago, So anyway, it is what it is with these people, man. I don't let it. Blood, I want to know who you're talking about, man, so I know I make sure to stream.
What'd you say?
I wanted to know who you about to go in on, man, so I make sure I don't miss this.
I'm not gonna mention nothing on OG Boxing Talk, but this was this old guy, man. He been talking salty over there. He ran his mouth. He should have shut the fuck up because I told him to shut the fuck up. Now I'm gonna cuss him out real bad, and I got all kind of dirt on him. I'm gonna cuss him out and give him a real good cussing out. He's been selling linens at the flea market. He talking shit. You got these old washed up ass British guys calling people I'm talking about you're not gangster. They're mixing up gangster. I told you, boy, I never said I was gangster. I didn't say I was crippin' or nothing like that. I'm hard, nigga, and I'm harder than you, and I'll beat your ass, boy, okay? And I'll cuss you out, and you could come onto the live stream with me, and I'll cuss you out worse than the last whooping you got. You got a beating, boy. Oh, man, you got a beating.
Hey, man, somebody put who we talking about in the chat. Just fucking write it down in the chat. Somebody write it down in the chat.
I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it off the ear. But
Okay.
I'm gonna roast your punk ass, you old man. I'm gonna roast you, boy. You damn right I'm gonna make 2 or 3 more. I'll do what the fuck I want. You ain't doing shit about it. Coming talking about, oh, you're not gangster. Man, shut up. I'll slap the fuck out of your woman-looking ass. You look like an old lady, okay? Somebody got a screenshot of you, boy, okay? It was sent to me. You look like an old lady. Don't let me put it up, boy. You faggot-ass nigga. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right, y'all, man. Look, we're going to do this again next week. Closing words, man. Like, put that link again in the stream. Both y'all, please. Black Fight Fan. Gang, excuse me. Blood, put that link to your channel in there, man. Let's see if we can get some people over there. If you're not subscribed to the channel, he puts in a link. Kqkc, please put your link in there. If you're not subscribed to Kqkc, please jump in on that. Please jump in on that link. And just before you get out, just hit the link real quick. It'll come up in another window. Hit the subscribe button, and then just jump back and we can go on. He said, Boxing and Barbecue said, Blood, which channel bus is that going to be on? Yeah. Hey, thanks, Toot Robinson. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. You guys got the links in there, man? Because I don't want to close the show before you get the links in there.
Oh, okay, not yet. Hold on.
All right, that's Blood. Hey, so look, man, we're going to hold it for a couple seconds. Go to that link Blood did. Hit that subscribe button to the channel that Blood really wants his streams and stuff to be on. Because we know a lot of cats already subscribe to him, but and hit the bell icon so you make sure that you get the notifications.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't subscribed to this channel, subscribe too, man. So let's try to grow the conversations. Thanks, Sir Big Head. I don't feel comfortable saying your name, though, dog.
Okay.
I just got to call you Sir Head or something. That don't even sound right, dog. I got to say pause every time I say your name.
Okay.
That's
there you
what's
go,
up.
Q. Okay, I put it in there.
All right, so that's what's up. Yeah, make sure we go do it, man. Just hit it real quick. Get over there so y'all don't miss any of his content. Yeah, I gotta say pause, dog. This shit don't sound right. But you my dude, man. Biggie. That's what I do. I call you Biggie, dog. Nah, sir. Head, bro. Nah, not sir. Head, bro. Yeah, dog. Hey, I'm just cracking up, man. Skills from New Orleans. Yeah, Blood is funny, dog. Go ahead and hit that subscribe on that channel, though, man. All right, y'all. KQ, I didn't see that link in there, man.
Oh, you didn't? Oh,
I didn't see it.
Hey, maybe Joseph Brown, put that in there for me, because I'm having a hard time with my big fingers on this phone.
Nah, man, I don't see it on there, man.
Okay. Oh,
Hey, Kqkc, man, it's good to hang out with you again, bro. Both of y'all,
yeah.
man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we gotta get together, man.
KC, thanks a lot to you, brothers.
Yep. We
All
gotta
right,
get together.
y'all.
Wait a minute. Let me see. Fanan, could you put that in there for me? Cause my fingers.
Yeah, sure. I'll be your secretary. Hold
Yeah.
on.
No.
Nigga say, can you do
My
it?
fingers too big.
Man, hold on, man.
It just
K-
Kqkc boxing.
I know who you are, man. And he gonna be like, can you do it? And I got to do the work asking me to do some shit. I sent you a note and you didn't respond. You damn right. I didn't respond. That should have told you something. I didn't respond. Nigga, sometimes silence is a message. Here you go. I didn't respond. That's because I'm trying to told you something. All right, hit that link right there. I'm gonna put it in there a couple times, just so y'all see. All right, y'all. So hit that. That's my man. All right. Appreciate everybody coming by, man. Check out Blood later today. And with that, we out. Peace.
Peace.